everyone, welcome to this video. You are watching an episode of my 2020 life decluttering. Now in this episode we are going to go through my beauty products and really get rid of a whole bunch of stuff. This is part of my life intention and new direction for 2020. I really want to be much more thoughtful and well intentional about what I'm keeping in my life, the objects that I allow to take up my time, my space, my energy, my real estate, and just see what still fits in my life and what is no longer part of what I want to still entertain and keep around. I'm going to be tackling all different categories of my possessions, all the goodies, all the baubles, the big and the small. The goal is really to go through quite meticulously and methodically all the different parts and see what we end up with at the end of this entire journey. Now, this series of videos is roughly based around the 30 Days to Minimalism Challenge and the PDF checklist that's created by Sadia from Pickup Lines. I'll link her YouTube channel down below as well as her blog and the PDF if you want to download that checklist. I'm roughly going to be following her checklist because I find it's laid out really well. She advises about 30 days, that's kind of the catchy hashtag, but I'm going to do it at my own pace and I'll upload videos as I go through each category for you. Now today we are talking all about beauty products, and I think the thing is, I've been a beauty blogger for so long and I have accumulated so many products, majority of them through PR and stuff like that. It's often hard to let them go because they're good products. I just only have one face and my 9 to 5 doesn't include a whole lot of getting dolled up. So I want to talk you through my criteria for decluttering and looking through, you know, the products in my drawers, and then some kind of final thoughts and takeaways, and then show you the 2 bags of items that I am going to be passing on to family and friends, or some things just really need to go because they've been around for a really long time. I don't know what's growing in there even though I can't see them. Better be safe than sorry. So I've divvied things up into like pretty clear categories. All my makeup currently lives in an Alex 9 drawer tower, one of those nice clean white ones. I love them. You just close the drawer and everything disappears. This also means sometimes it's hard to remember what you have in there, especially in the back of those drawers because they do go in quite deep. I think it was a great idea to put all my makeup in my Alex drawer because then that is the place where all my things are, and that gets me to my very first criteria, is that everything, all of my makeup needs to fit in my Alex drawers. If it doesn't fit, I have too much makeup. Now, I think we actually did pretty good in this first criteria because, well, I managed to actually free up some drawer space. So now I have my face mask in there as well as some extra backups as well as some of my perfumes. So they all fit in the Alex drawer. Pretty proud about that. Number 2, it was important for me to be realistic about what my 9 to 5 look like, what my weekends look like, and what my personal beauty preferences are nowadays. Really, I'm not into a whole lot of makeup all the time. There are times I want to get dolled up, I want to put on the falsies and things like that. And most of the time, I just want to be like free. So I don't actually wear that much makeup, even though I love them. I love collecting them, I love playing with them, touching them, like using all the colors. It's great. But when I leave my house, I don't actually wear all that much. So it's important to be realistic about what fits in my life. However, this leads us to number 3, which is I am allowed to have a fun drawer, which means like the cool purple shadows, the sparkles, the glitter, the green liner, the purple lipstick. I did dedicate a small section of one of my drawers to the fun stuff. I think it's nice to have that zone to be able to play with and go back to when I'm feeling creative, even though the rest of my collection are my day-to-day, wear it and go kind of things. So that is criteria number 3. So I did keep a couple of fun things. Number 4, toss the overlived products. And this doesn't necessarily mean expired products, although there are guidelines to make up expiry dates depending on the texture, consistency, make, and product. Some of them can live quite a long time. However, when I say products that have outlived themselves, is that, well, if it's a limited edition collection, if I've had it for a really long time, even though it doesn't look awful, maybe it's time to just let them go. If I haven't hit pan, if it's not something I use often, I made the decision to let a lot of things go. And much of my, the things that ended up in the 2 bags I'm going to show you kind of belong in that category of stuff that outlived their time in my Alex drawers. Now, number 5, this criteria is, well, would I repurchase this product? If I were to go out now, go shopping, is it something that still would interest me, that I would get? And if the answer is no, then into the bags they went. So these were the 5 criteria I try to stick to when going through all of my makeup products. And I think we did quite well. Let me show you what I'm getting rid of. Okay, I don't know how alarmed you should be that I actually own so many beauty products, because clearly the things I'm getting rid of are just some of my collection. I still have a very usable, very playful, you know, amount of products in my Alex drawers. So I've got 2 bags here, and these are, I would call them like medium-sized bags. So I've got one here. These are the products I'm just going to get rid of because they've been there for a long time. I'm worried about hygiene. I'm worried about cream products, you know, stuff like that, lipsticks. These just need to go. Now, this is a pretty full bag of stuff. Let me see if I can dig up something really interesting to show you from here. There are certainly some throwback products, like this one. It brings back awesome memories. I've just had it for such a long time. This is the Sauce Box eyeshadow. These are one of the first matte shadows that I thought were like, wow, amazing. I used them pretty exclusively for a while. I got this at IMATS. And while I think they still probably look and work fine, I do have matte shadows in my collection now that I use much more frequently. And just because of how long they've lived, this is gonna go. A lot of these are kind of palettes, and some of them are just, well, like really awful. Like this Maybelline Blush Nudes eyeshadow palette that I got and tried out. Yeah, not that great. So stuff like that has got to go as well. I had some cushion foundation compacts that just have outlived their time. A lot of lipsticks in here, I gotta say. Lipsticks are not something that I would want to give away to family and friends because of hygiene reasons. So the lipsticks that I'm no longer using or liking, a lot of them are going. I have a lot of lipsticks. I really love lippies. A lot of these Rimmel ones are great, but I've just had them for a long time and they haven't gone down to the end of the tube. Some things are just really sad to let go of. For example, my Laura Mercier, these are the mineral powder foundations that are no longer being made because they discontinued them, and I love them so much, but they were starting to smell a little funky, so gotta let these guys go. But yeah, most of this bag, oh my goodness, most of this bag is just a lot of palettes and cream and lippy products, some primers and stuff like that. I think there's probably like 1 or 2 foundations in here, but most of them are kind of lippies. Okay, let me stick this back. Now, the second bag that I have, which is equally large and equally heavy, this is the bag of stuff I'm going to offer up to family and friends. A lot of them are still in really good condition, or they're products that probably don't harbor bacteria and stuff like that easily. You know, I'll throw the disclaimer out there that these have been opened. A lot of times they've been swatched because I blogged about them, but they're in great condition and some of them are even new. So some of the things are hard to get rid of, but I just don't use them enough. For example, can we talk about this Paul & Joe blusher? That is the cat blusher that has like the little poof, and it smells great and it's so cute. Can you see that? And these are like little cat, yeah, compressed powdered cat things in here. Stuff like this I keep for novelty, but I don't use them enough. I've got like, what else do I have in here? A new perfume. This is the Clean Ultimate Beach Day. I hope somebody will pick that up. It's a full bottle, like stuff that I get in PR that I don't actually really use that often or have not used because I know it's not quite my thing. A lot of blush in here actually. I'm quite particular about the type of blush I like, so anything else just goes. I have a lot of these Shu Uemura eyelash curlers that hopefully someone will pick up. I've got, again, loads of blushers, quite a number of eyeshadow palettes. Let me see if I can find something interesting for you. What's really cool? Oh, you know what's really nice? Okay, I gotta say, these Shu Uemura eyeshadows, I have them in the larger sizes as well as these little duos. They are awesome for somebody who maybe wears more colorful makeup, but it just ain't me. So those are gonna go. Stuff like Makeup Forever. This is a trio I put together at an event. Don't quite wear as often as I thought I would, but you know, Makeup Forever shadows, great quality. Like a lot of the stuff are nice things. So I've got my fingers crossed that people are going to pick up a lot of them. I have like 1 or 2 foundations in here that just don't work for me, but they're still great and maybe someone will like them, like this one. This is the VDL Long Lasting Foundation, which I purchased off of eBay, but with just a little drying for me, like stuff like that. So this whole bag of mostly palettes. There's a lot of eyeshadow palettes in here. Can I even show you? Ooh, right here. These are going to be photographed and then distributed to family and friends through email, and hopefully people will start claiming things. So these are the 2 bags that I'm going to let go from my life. Now, this whole process still leaves me with a good number of products. So let me show you what is my current Beauty Alex 9-drawer situation. Now, as you can see, that's still a pretty decent collection with plenty of products to play around with. But I think it's gotten down to a size that I feel like everything in there I'm either interested in using or will be using or have intention to use. So that feels great. Now, at the end of all this beauty decluttering, what are my like last thoughts? Well, I think, you know, I became much more clear and concise about makeup I like versus what I wore. So a lot of times you buy products or you know you're attracted to them because you wish you were that person that wore them. Even though yes, you can wear anything that you like, but there's gotta be that mix with your daily life, whether it gels or it doesn't gel. So even though I had a lot of makeup that I wish I wore, like I wish I was that person who wore that, it's really not me, and there's no point trying so hard and keeping so many of those items if they're not going to be loved, right? Also, I really had to think about the idea of sunk cost. Meaning, if I had already spent money on this super expensive foundation, even if I didn't like it, it was more worthwhile to give it away or not let it keep taking up real estate because I had already spent the money. It was past the return and exchange date, so the cost is sunk. There's no purpose, you know, a point worrying about how much money I spend on it and trying to make it work if it doesn't work or if I don't actually wear it. I think that's a really hard thing to do for a lot of people who love collecting and owning beauty products, is the idea of sunk cost. If it no longer fits into my daily life and it just sits there, the longer I keep it, the more guilty I feel, but the less I use it and the longer it continues to sit. It's just this vicious, awful cycle. The third thing is that, well, on a day-to-day basis, I hate touching up my makeup, and I'm not the type of person who like enjoys removing it and dealing with it. I like putting it on. I just don't like the process after I've put it on. So owning a lot of the things don't actually mean I wear a lot of the things, because I want to be simple and carefree and really easy about my beauty routine, right? Surprise. I thought that this was a really enlightening process. I'm super thrilled with where my beauty collection is right now. So I'm gonna go and actually photograph those things to send out to family and friends, and we'll see how many of them get rehomed in new lovely collections. I hope that you enjoyed this video. It's my first one I'm filming of this series, so I'm still kind of working out some kinks and how I want the formatting to look. But leave me your thoughts and comments down below. Have you decluttered your makeup collection recently? How did you feel about it? And were there any like eureka aha moments or nuggets of wisdom that came out of the experience? I love to know, and I can't wait to share with you the next category in my decluttering series. I'll see you next time. Take good care of yourselves. Bye everybody.